Hello friends, welcome back to another episode. My name is Leilani. Here you will learn everything you need to know to start transforming your life today. Okay? And today we are talking about five signs you are holding yourself back. Okay? 5 signs you're holding yourself back. Number uno, you procrastinate on what really matters. Now, keyword, really matters. All right? It's one thing to procrastinate something that you know you don't want to do anyway, or you feel like there's no point in it. Okay, that's one thing, to procrastinate on that. And it's another thing to procrastinate on the things that you know will improve, or I would say just get you closer to what it is that you want, that you desire, that you're ready for. But part of that procrastination is actually fed, or I would say it's the reason that you're procrastinating isn't because you're lazy. Okay? It's not because you're lazy, it's not because you're unmotivated. It's because you know that when you fully commit, when you fully go all in, or when you actually, harness your focus, you know the change that you are capable of. You know that you will deliver results. Okay? So this is something that might not be as obvious to people, because a lot of the times we can view procrastination as something that's there's this narrative that because you're procrastinating, you're just lazy, or you don't want to do it. But there's a sneaky part of procrastination, and that's the part that you're ignoring. Okay? That part is you actually knowing that when you focus, when you do the thing, it will reap its rewards. Okay? You will see it, but there may be a very underlying fear of success. There may be an underlying fear of what that physicalization, right? What that manifestation of the thing that you desire will actually change or create in your life. Like you may very much desire that, right? Like deep in your soul, deep in your being, this is what you desire and this is what you know you want, but you're also scared shitless about it. Okay? And that's okay. That is honestly, that's the beauty of being human. That's the beauty of being human. You can hold the both and. But just being aware that your procrastination isn't because you're lazy. Okay? It's just some things we gotta work through. Some fears we gotta work through. Some fears we gotta name. Some fears we gotta call out. So that we can see them for what they are, acknowledge them, love them, and transform them. Number two reason that you're holding yourself back. You overthink everything. You overthink every decision, okay? You overthink every decision. It can literally be like the simplest thing, and you will, what could be, literally a minute could take you days upon days to decide, because you're caught in the what you may also be waiting for the perfect time, right? And the thing about that is like, honey, there's no perfect time. The time is now. The time is when you say it's time, really. When you acknowledge it is time, that's when it'll happen. So if you're waiting for a perfect time, of course you're going to overthink everything, because you're like, oh, like is it today? Is it tomorrow? Is it next week, next year, freaking 20 years from now? Whatever it is, you're overthinking that. You're overthinking that. And then another part of it is maybe you're looking for clarity. Maybe you're looking for clarity, and that's valid. That's so valid, okay? But how will you know if you don't try? In order to get clarity, you got to be confused for a little bit. The confusion sparks the clarity. But in between that, there's steps, there's action, there's things that need to be done. Okay? Número tres is you play small to avoid judgment. I'm so guilty of that. I'm so guilty of that. And I feel like I know what it's like. I know what it's like. I know what it's like. You hold yourself back when you play small. You do. And I empathize with this because we don't just do things because for the heck of it, right? Like there are core foundations and things that had to play out in our lives for us to be and act and react the way that we do. Like that's facts. And maybe we're not as aware of it sometimes, but like the way that you react to something, not everyone reacts to it the same way, right? And I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that in my case. Like, I know that there's some things that people are like, I can't relate to this at all. I can't relate to having that because, again, we all have our own perceptions. That doesn't mean, though, that we can't adopt perceptions or we can't feel inspired by certain ways, right? Because really we are multifaceted and we are literally an infinite beingness. So why does it have to be that because we once thought this, that's our entire truth or our entire personality? Like, no, we're not doing that anymore. Okay? Like, if you want to change, go and change. If you want to change your mind, if you want to change the way you dress, if you want to change the way you speak, you can have an accent tomorrow for all I care. Okay? And I might use do not be surprised if I come on here using an accent one day. Okay? Because this is literally what I mean about like trying to avoid judgment. Okay? And part of playing small is, either not saying the thing, or I would say it is a lot of that. Not saying the thing because of the fear of judgment, right? Because it's always about the intention of why or why not you're not doing something. So if the intention of it is, well, if I say this, I'm going to be judged, you're playing small. You're playing small because you know that there is value and you know that something could change, something could spark, you never know. You never know. But deep down within, you do know. You do know. Okay? Number 4. You say someday instead of today. Okay? You'll always tell yourself, I'll do it when I have more money. I'll do it when I have more time. I'll do it when I'm more confident. I'll do it when I have that relationship. I'll do it when. Okay? And the truth is, that version of you will not be able to come into fruition until you take those actions, or not just the actions, but you start speaking like them, you start acting like them, you start literally living like them, right? Like, you're taking those steps, because it's one thing to have this idea of what you want, and it's another to see it and live it and breathe it and experience it in your waking life. Like, to be very honest, like my 12-year-old self, even like my 15, 16-year-old self, she would be so freaking proud of me. Like, she would be like, that's a cool ass 20-something. Like, I want to be her. And I know that because when I was 12, I also had a lot of big ideas, and I also had a lot of weird things that I loved and a lot to say, but most of the time I didn't say it. I mean, I was 12. I was 12, and I was also very awkward. But the same thing applies. It's like, if you're looking at this version of you, right? You're looking at this version of you, or you're looking at a certain attribute or a certain thing that you'll attain, right? You need to start being the type of person that has those things, and not just has those things, but maintains those things. Okay? So life isn't necessarily going to get easier, okay? You will just get smarter, you'll get wiser, you'll get hotter, okay? You'll get richer, and you'll get all the things, right? You'll get all the things, and with that comes challenges, right? There's gonna be challenges, there's gonna be rooms and opportunities for growth through discomfort, okay? But if you want that to be easy, I mean, you could have it be easy, but would that level of ease be what you need to get and be where you want to be? And this is another layer that it's kind of like a mind twist, but like the like challenge can be easy if you want it to be easy. Like, because really, to me, what brings ease, or what can be perceived as ease, is just your ability to adapt. It's your ability to adapt, your ability to stay in gratitude, your ability to just honor every stage and every aspect of your life and of yourself. And in that automatically just makes things easier, right? Like, Ease is a mindset. I didn't know. I just said that, and like that kind of clicked to me right now. Ease is a mindset. All right, last one. Last reason that you, or sign that you're holding yourself back, is you're setting goals, but you're not following through. Okay? Also have been guilty of this. Also have been guilty of this. So you get excited about new plans, right? You know, you're kind of in this giddy and like, ooh, like this is a new shiny thing for me. But then at the second that something starts getting uncomfortable, the second something's a little bit more challenging than you expect it to be, at the second that you're like, do I really want this? And that second, you start pulling back. You pull back, and growth requires you to literally go into the discomfort, to embrace discomfort, actually, not just go through it, embrace it. And not waiting, again, this ties back, but like not waiting for the perfect moment. Right? Because if you do, then those goals are going to simply be that, goals. They will stay in your head. They will stay on your whiteboard. They will stay in your notes on your iPhone. They will stay, in the group texts, wherever you share this stuff, right? Like, it will just stay there. But for them to actualize, the steps that are required to be taken to actualize start today. Start today, and it doesn't have to be this grandiose thing, like, especially if it's a big goal that you have, like, shit. Excuse my French. Like, if you think about it and you're like, how in the F am I going to do that or get there, or like it just logically, it does not make sense to you, right? And that's the thing. If you stay in your head and you try to analyze your way through this stuff, you're going to stay stagnant. Trust me, I've tried it. I've tried to think my way into like an infinite amount of possibilities and stay in the thought and the analyzation and this is, I'll leave you with this because this is a good one. It's not just taking the action, okay? It's taking aligned action, okay? And in order for you to even take aligned action, you have to get into alignment. You have to know what you value, what it is that you want, like what matters to you. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? Right? Like, these are just like, these are basics and pillars that you need to take aligned action. Because if you take action from a place of fear, when you take action from a place of unworthiness, when you take action from a place of influence and really not being anchored in your authenticity, then you're going to do these things and you might actually attain these goals, but these goals were never yours to begin with. So be careful. And I don't even want to use that. Just be aware. Be aware of what you choose to actualize and what you really are like, yeah, I'm doing that. Right? Because when you give your yes, You are making a conscious co-agreement with God, and you'll get it. You'll get it. So take these steps, right? When you do take these steps, when you do take these actions, come back to where is this coming from? Okay? Where is it coming from? If you enjoyed this content, if you found this helpful, maybe learned something new, let me know. Let me know what you think. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. Share with somebody who will enjoy this content. I'm also on Substack. I send out a weekly newsletter where I go into different things. Part of the content that I share here, updates on my book journey, and just practical tools that you can use in your daily life for transformation. So thank you guys, and I will see you on the next episode.